In today's video, we're taking a look at how to install Pex Type B crimp rings easy and simple. It's so easy, anyone could do everything that we use on the video. We're going to leave a link on the description. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe. That does help us out a lot. Thank you. So you woke up today and you hear water sounds. You know you don't have a water feature and you feel it as it kicks in like a ton of bricks that today is going to be a plumbing day. Don't worry. Here at the StatUpBox team, we've got your back. A very long walk away, but a back is a back. And today we're using the iCrimp Pex Pipe Crimping toolkit for a 3/8, 1/2, 3/4, and 1-inch copper ring crimping. It comes included with a Pex pipe cutting tool. Also in the box, we have the no-go go gauge. And no matter if you have this tool or a different brand of tool, the technique will be the same. The Pex crimping tool compresses a copper ring evenly around the Pex tubing and a barbed fitting, creating a tight leak-proof seal. When the handles are squeezed, the jaws close to shrink the ring and secure the connection. In this particular kit, we have 1-inch, 3/4, 1/2 inch, 3/8 inch crimper jaws. To replace the crimper jaws, the first thing that you want to do is open the tool fully, then locate in the back the jaw retention bolts or pins. You want to open the tabs, then push the pin or bolts, then flip the tool again, slide out the current jaws, and then you're ready to insert the new jaws. You push the bolts or pins back in place and then slide the tabs to lock it in place. And now that our tool got a massage, we're ready to take a look at the next necessary thing, and that is the crimp rings. You always want to make sure that when getting the crimp rings, you want to get the same size as the tubing. So if your tubing is 3/4 of an inch, you should get 3/4 of an inch crimp rings, as well as 3/4 of an inch fittings. And most importantly, you want to have the 3/4 of an inch crimper jaw on the tool, because the last thing you want is to get ready to crimp and then you notice that life is telling you it's a no-go. And you can usually get the crimp rings in two forms. There's the pro version and the regular version. The pro copper ring works just like the standard copper ring, but it includes an end stop or positioning feature that keeps it in place. It ensures correct placement before crimping. It is slightly more expensive but easier to install. The standard ring is cheaper and works fine, but you always want to make sure that you have correct alignment. And this is because when positioning the crimp ring, you want to place it 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch from the end of the tubing, and you want to make sure that it is straight and level. And the next thing that we're going to need are the fittings. These can come in brass, poly, or stainless steel, and you can have elbows, tees, couplers, or adapters. And remember, everything that we use on the video, we're going to leave a link on the description. And because the last thing you want on a clear sunny day is to have an indoor pool, you want to shut off your water supply to that specific line. You can also choose to shut off the water supply for the main line. And now that we filled your brain with data, just like last night, we're ready for the action. Even though it seems that action missed the bus stop. And the first thing that we're going to do is cut our tubing to size. In this particular case, we're going to use this iCrimp ratcheting pipe cutting tool. And basically how it works is you place it on the mark and start pressing and pressing your problems away. The good thing about this tool compared to others, it leaves a clean, straight cut, avoiding in most cases having to clean the pipe. So a pro tip when cutting Pex tubing, you always want to verify if there's any plastic shaving, burrs, or deformed ends before installing your fitting. If you notice any of these, you can always wipe the cut end with a clean cloth to remove any dust or debris. If you notice any burrs, you can use a deburring tool. And if you notice any deformed ends, you might want to cut the pipe again or use another tool. And now that we got the the prep work out the way, we're ready for some action. A pro tip, you always want to insert the clamp rings before the fitting, and that is a pro tip. And remember, you want to make sure that the ring is 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch from the end of the tubing. And you can place them in between both measurements. The good thing about using the Pro Series is that when you insert them and they stop, you're good to go. Now that we have both rings inside the tubing, we can go ahead and insert the fitting. In this particular case, we're installing a 3/4 of an inch PEX brass shut-off ball valve, and you're basically going to push the fitting all the way in until it stops. If you notice on this brass fitting, you're going to notice a ring that doesn't let the tubing pass that part. When using poly fitting, you're going to notice it has like a tab that doesn't let the tubing pass that part. Once you notice that the fitting is fully seated and inserted, we're ready to show the world what our beautiful Hulk hands can do. And we're going to go ahead and start on our left side, and that is the Pro Series. We're basically going to place the crimp tool's jaws squarely over the copper ring, and according to the manufacturer, for best results, we want to have this on a 90-degree angle. We verify that we are within one of the marks or in between, then we can go ahead and squeeze the tool handles completely until the tool goes no more. And once we notice that the victim has tap, I mean that the ring is compressed, we can go ahead and inspect it. And to do that, we can use our go no go gauge and verify that it is correctly installed. If it goes all the way through, we know we're good. If it doesn't slide all the way through or to the marking, we know it's a no-go. Because the last thing you want, it's an indoor pool, having your spouse, partner, roommate, or family member on the household giving you that look. And now that we inspected our ring, we're ready to do the next one. And the next one is a standard ring. And to be able to crimp that side, we're going to go ahead and move our valve lever to one side so we can place our opponent in all sorts of pain. I mean, so we can go ahead and crimp professionally the next side. Once again, we're going to go ahead and place our tool jaws over the ring. And what we like to do is gently touch the ring so we can still move it to the line. That's why having the line goes a long way. And having both measurements gives you some comfort, knowing that you can crimp on one of the two lines and anything in between. We're going to use our Hulk hands once again and squeeze, yell out our favorite battle cry for strength. Once you notice that the handles go no more, that means you're good. We can double check with our no go no gauge to see if it passes the test. And once you inspect it, your tubing and connection, and verify that everything looks good, we're ready for the leak test. You can go ahead and open your water supply line and verify that there's no leak. But let's say it does not pass the test, or in your case you want to remove crimp rings, then we can use a Pex Crimp ring cutter like this one. We'll leave links on the description for this tool and any other things that we use on the video. And basically what you want to do is using your PVC cutters or Pex cutters, we want to cut as close to the fitting. And don't worry if you need to make 1 or 2 cuts. We know you got this. And to know how close you can go, you can always use the cutting tool itself to measure if it reaches to the ring. Once you notice it does, then we're ready to cut. We're basically going to insert our cutting tool inside the tubing and the other side on top of the ring and squeeze. After another battle yell of strength, we want to do this again, usually on the opposite side, and then you're going to notice that your crimp ring is going to release the death grip it has on the fitting and tubing. You should be able to pry the ring away using your beautiful Hulk hands. You can always use needle nose pliers or a flathead screwdriver. Once removed, you should be able to slide the remaining PEX tubing with ease. If you have any difficulty or it's been there for a while, you can always use a heat gun or some pliers and a battle scream of strength, and we know you got this. You are the king, queen, both or none of your castle. Just don't let your significant other know, or any other family member or roommate on the household. You don't want to lose your kingdom the same day you got it. And now you've done it. You can pat yourself on the back for a job well done. You become a black belt on PEX crimping rings of your town. Don't forget, if you liked the video, please give us a thumbs up. That really helps. If you have any questions, place place them in the comment section below. Either someone on the StatUpBox team or someone on the YouTube community can help you out with an answer. Don't forget to subscribe, follow us on social media. Thank you for watching, and here's a link to our latest video.